Beautiful night here in Daytona. Chilly, much chillier than yesterday when we had sunshine and temperatures in the mid-80s. We were just about 60 degrees when we got started tonight, about 45 minutes late because of an earlier shower. 6 to go here in stage one. We saw some issues from the 19 of Derek Kraus. What's going on, Jamie?
Well, he had a vibration, and so he brought it down pit road right away. Thought maybe he had a left front going down, but I just talked to his crew chief, Kevin Belcourt, and he said, no, the tires look just fine. So, Michael, since this is the first time he's ever raced in the draft like this on a track this big, do you think that's a case of being a rookie and feeling something he's just not used to?
Well, he's a smart rookie, Jamie. We've seen him do a great job behind the wheel of that truck in his few starts, so it could have been a problem with the wheel, maybe a loose wheel, possibly a tire that didn't balance properly and it just got worse. Joey, you know that any vibration when you're in a pack like this, especially when you're a rookie, oh, there it goes! In the middle.
Oh, no. Austin Wayne himself and upside down is the 45 of Majeski.
Let's hope he gets back on his tires here.
That thing's square on the roof. What a shame.
Ty Majeski and his truck comes to a stop.
You just know with all that movement, bouncing back and forth, side to side, trying to side draft, one guy zigs, the other one zags, and you have a mess.
It's just the intensity level keeps, growing as you get to the end of these stages. You see 5 to go in the stage. You start to see the intensity level just grow.
0-2 of Tate Fogelman with damage. There's the 22 of Austin Wayne Self.
Austin, don't get stuck there. Back it up.
Wow.
All right, now try to turn it.
The rescue crews getting to Ty Majeski's vehicle.
God, that front tire is still spinning. That right? Oh, it's upside down. Up front.
Just shows you the speed, all the energy those trucks have.
We saw one of the safety officials give a thumbs up. That's an initial good sign. Don't want to speculate, but certainly was a good sign to see one of those safety officials give the thumbs up.
Vince, those cabs are so big, there's a lot of room for Ty to be strapped in there, even though the truck slid so far on its roof. I'm sure that he was well secured.
And what a great sight as Ty Majeski climbs from that truck.
I'd say they rolled that truck over very gently. That was pretty impressive how they can do that.
What a ride for Ty Majeski. One he won't soon forget. Take a look and see how it all began as we go back to the highlights.
A push is probably the beginning, and yes, there it is. Todd Gillen in back of the...
That's Fogelman in the 0-2, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then, man, Majeski just turned sideways down the front, and it just tipped right over. NASCAR does so much work in the wind tunnel to have flaps, air flaps, different panels on the truck that blow away that is supposed to prevent that, but probably just one of those circumstances that put him in real jeopardy.
Yeah, and bumping through the tri-oval here is the sketchiest place to do it. And you see that big set that you saw that white truck make right there. He needed room to save it. And you try to do everything you can to not run into the cars. You try to do everything you can to keep your truck going straight. And unfortunately, wrong place at the wrong time for Ty.
9 trucks involved. Let's ride along with the 16 of Austin Hill and see his perspective.
That's the best perspective to have of a wreck, Vince.
Yeah,
You're going to get a wreck behind you. That wreck is big time. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. All right, cautions out, back it down. Roll out easy.
There's the push. Push in the trial. It's just not the ideal place this time of the race especially, but it's hard to make it work through there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just not the spot to do it. And these are some of the mistakes that will be made throughout this race. As these drivers have more and more experience, they realize, hey, don't touch each other going through that tri-oval. It is a decent turn, and it doesn't have the banking that turns 1, 2, 3, and 4 have. It's quite a bit flatter, so the car's not compressed into the racetrack, loaded like you really want it to. It's an uneasy feeling, especially when someone's tagging you in the back bumper although he didn't do it in a malicious way, he was doing it trying to move his lane forward and trying to, you know, ultimately gain some stage points. But unfortunately, you know, some cars are more stable in those spots than others, and some lessons learned the hard way here.
Yeah, really hard for Todd Majeski. Todd Gillen will go on to race, but learn a valuable lesson. A couple of guys made some amazing moves to get low on the racetrack and miss this mess. How about those beautiful pictures from our Fox Sports cameramen, women, just doing an amazing job showing the folks at home the violence of this big flip and slide down the front straightaway. Just talking about a couple of guys that just really overachieved. Watch the 4 of Lassard and also the 52 of Stuart Friesen. When this wreck goes wrong, you got to react quickly. There's the crash, and look at those two already going to the bottom. Let's get down low, and just continue to go that way along with Ben Rhodes, and are able to avoid that accident. That's just really
heads up. You know, and it's hard to see through these things, right? These big spoilers behind these trucks, you can't see a lot, but they were heads up, paying attention. They saw cars getting a little crossed up, as we say, and did a good job at just finding the asphalt. Where's the pavement?
How far can I go to the left, right?
Get me away from this thing. that's really their best shot at getting through it.
Yeah, diving all the way to the left like they did, that wouldn't have worked at most places in which we race, but there's a lot of room down there in that area to avoid trouble. Unfortunately, Ty Majeski couldn't avoid it. His night's done.
If you can get everyone to come down pit road together and take most likely it's going to be a fuel-only stop, just enough to get to the end of this thing, that all sounds well and good on paper. But as soon as one car makes a mistake, slides the tires, then you got to put 4 on. Now you're out there on your own with no drafting help. You're going to go down a lap very quick as the draft is going, you know, a couple seconds faster than you can go on your own. So there's a lot of risk in that move, but the reward is that you can take control of this race as a group, and that'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm excited to see this green flag cycle if it gets to that point.
Whoa, I don't know
if it gets to that point.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. That exit turn 4 is treacherous, isn't it?
And Moffitt's been the most aggressive at going out there and just trying to make something of it. He hasn't had any success yet at doing it, but he's been making the moves, and some of the lack of success can be because that splitter is way up in the air right now. You know that's not where you want it to be. There could be a lot of drag added to that car where he's not really good as a leader. You know, when you're hiding in the draft, that truck might go all right, but as he pulls out into clean air like that, it's not the most efficient car.
Angela Ruck is around and into the wall hard. Christian Eckes gets a piece of it.
Wheel straight, hold wheel straight.
Tate
Hold wheel
Fogelman,
straight.
part of it.
That's a lot of fire.
And the 28 of Doza, Brett Moffitt. There's the 23, the former champ.
I just think as these tires get a little wear on them and they heat up, these trucks are a handful. They don't even handle good when they're running in a single file line. Somebody made a mistake.
See Fogelman getting out of his truck, and the 28 of Doza back there as well. Here is Brett Moffitt limping to pit road.
The splitter's knocked up even more now. You got right rear quarter issues too.
Well, I think we can continue. Just get aggressive here with this front splitter. I'd like to see a couple of guys jumping on that, trying to bend it down.
And at that point, your main goal is clearance the tires, making sure you don't have fender rubs when you go back out there.
Keep an eye on the 00 of Angela Ruck.
Yeah,
a little contact with Derek Kraus, and that got it going.
She tried to squeeze in a tight position there, and wasn't quite enough room for her to do it effectively. Doza bounces off her, and then
look at the fire coming out of the 02. And the 28 ran right in the back of her. I don't know what that's about, but the 02, man, you see just you don't know what happened. If it knocked the carburetor off as the fuel just gets on the headers, and boy, that's a big fire.
Several vehicles taking contact and varying degrees of damage. Certainly the 02 of Tate Fogelman is the most seriously damaged, but Angela Ruck and her truck, quite a bit of contact.
Look at Matt Crafton barely sneaked by, but
Moffitt almost got by there, but clipped in the left rear.
18 truck of Christian Eckes with a little bit of damage. Nice job there by Corbin Forrester slipping by.
And does anyone find this ironic that on the 28 is the fire department?
Looked like he's in a hurry to get there.
He was.
That's a pretty tough break for Tate Fogelman.
Watch in this sequence the 88 of Matt Crafton. How does he get through?
Guns it.
Oh, so tight.
Yeah, experienced move by Matt Crafton, seeing the crash happening and assuming and guessing which direction it's going to go. And sometimes the best way through these things is not lifting and hitting the brakes. You got to get through it. And he drove his car right through it. And there comes the fire truck.
11 trucks involved in this one,
including Brett Moffitt. Man, he's had a tough night. Todd pointed out he had some suspension issues in the front. Now he's got damage on about all four corners. There's the 23 truck. What they're doing is working diligently to try to clear the damaged vehicle policy. Get all the tires clearanced, get that splitter back down on the ground, hopefully, and try to make some ground. We saw in the clash on Sunday, you can take a really torn up car and go really fast with it if you get in the right situation. So they're not going to give up for sure.
Well, and you want to just keep it rolling, Mike, because you never know by the time we get down to the white flag or getting close to checkers, there's going to be a lot more damaged vehicles would be my guess, and you might just find yourself in the mix. You see the 18 of Christian Eckes, who started third tonight, repairing some damage as well. 3 wide at the front. Gilliland on the bottom, Rhodes in the middle, and Matt Crafton on the outside.
There hasn't been a third
Grant
lane.
Infinger in there on the outside. Check that, not Crafton, Infinger.
There hasn't been a third lane all night long.
And now they're 3 wide for the lead. Who saw this coming? I'm not surprised at all that both Infinger and Sauter have made their way back to the front again.
They're so good at this and willing to make runs, and people go with people they feel confident in. When they see experience like that, they know they can win on speedways. Someone's going to follow you.
A lot of blue ovals up front. The Fords have taken control of this race, but it isn't over.
I feel like this race is out of control. I don't know what you're thinking.
Rhodes and Infinger, and there goes Rhodes. Contact.
Big right, come on, straight on, straight on, straight on, straight on, straight on. Go straight, man. Come on, straight. Keep coming straight. Keep coming straight. Get off them.
So many involved. Jesse Little, the 97 around, the 13 of Johnny Sauter in it as well. Sheldon Creed. There's Tyler Ankrum in the 26, and Ben Rhodes. Stuart Friesen. And with 3 to go, the caution is out, and Grant Infinger, who had gotten shuffled from the lead all the way back to 13th, is out front under yellow.
That's speedway racing. You know, you're right in the hunt. You think you got a shot to win. Everything's going good, and then you're walking out of your car into the ambulance. It's just things happen that quick.
Vince, you said there's 5 to go, and I said I don't think so.
You're right.
there's going to be at least 1 overtime.
Remember last year in this race, 11 extra laps. The longest race in series history. The 18 of Eckes has come to pit road damaged as well. 15 of Tanner Gray, and there's the 26 of Tyler Ankrum. You saw the orange and white, while Ben Rhodes surveys a little damage of his truck, and he'll climb into the ambulance. Hooking up the 26 to the wrecker, and watch it. This is how it started.
Ben Rhodes from the bumper of Johnny Sauter, but you don't know. He might have been sideways already. Just these guys were just so close and pushing so hard.
Yeah, you're pushing 3 wide, and as we can tell over and over again, when a car gets to another back bumper, they just become unstable. And yeah, it's a bad spot for the 99 of Ben Rhodes to be in. He had the 98 door-to-door with him, which is the most unstable your car is going to be, and then a push comes behind you on the exit of the corner as the banking flattens out. You're along for the ride.
What about Matt Crafton slipping through? And let's go on board with Austin Hill and watch his driving skills on display here as he makes it through as well. That's what you call cool under fire right there. Backed off the gas, was patient, waited for the hole to open, and then drove through it.
And that's the thing, you don't want to slam the brakes because the car behind you might run you over. So it's a tough spot to get through these things.
Now, did you see right before Sauter went into the back of Rhodes, he bobbled. That truck went up the racetrack. I think he was loose, got a little bit out of control, lost some momentum, and I think that's why Johnny hit him.
Could be right.
Todd Gilliland in that 38. He's had such a strong truck tonight. Here's the 51 of Riley Herbst.
Look at the move by Hill in the 16, right around the outside of Herbst.
So many involved, and those that weren't, it was a close call for almost every single one of them.
Watch the Rhodes truck just before the contact. You could see it was moving up, probably lost the nose a little bit there.
Yeah, it's just so hard to say. Things happen so fast.
Well, and Herbst, who was second in line right behind Infinger, almost made it and then just got clipped at the last second.
Another great move by the black truck here. This is Corbin Forrester on the bottom, about to the outside wall, and just squeezed through that hole. Great driving.
Infinger, the only Ford in the top 10.
How about that?
Lone Ranger out there.
Who's gonna help him out down the stretch?
Whoever it'll help themselves.
They're gonna get selfish. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly right. They're gonna use him up if they can.
That Toyota Tundra pace truck is off. It's NASCAR overtime at Daytona.
See wheel spin on it, start a little bit.
Wheels don't hook up very well if they're off the ground, and I think Ross Chastain was giving him a push. It's gonna work so far.
Infinger nudging ahead. Chastain there in second. Austin Hill, the first truck there on the outside.
And look how small this group is up front here. They've really driven away from the pack behind them.
Chastain all over the back bumper of Infinger.
I think he's pushing and hoping to maybe get Grant a little bit loose. And Zane Smith, is that who that is on the outside in the 21? What a great move he just made.
Absolutely, and he's looking for a little help now from Austin Hill. And Derek Kraus third in line on the outside. Johnny Sauter fourth in line on that outside run. Here they come to the line. It's the white flag. The next flag will end the race. Yellow or checkers. And it's Grant Infinger out front.
You know Ross Chastain's going to make that move.
Oh,
barely
what a
saved
save.
it.
Bottom, get bottom.
Jordan
Don't get too
Anderson
far
in
out.
second behind Infinger. Zane Smith trying to come from the outside, looking for a little help. Down the back stretch into turn 3, it's still Infinger. Jordan Anderson second, Cody Robaugh third.
He's hooked to him. This is going to be a big move.
Anderson swings outside.
He's going to get him.
Jordan Anderson and Grant Infinger. And it's going to be Infinger.
In the middle, you got it.
What a thrill! Grant Infinger does it. And it's the 100th win for Ford.
I could have sworn when Jordan Anderson got to the outside, I thought Anderson had it won.
So, thank you guys for this. Man, awesome special year. So, the white here on a special day. Unbelievable race. Great call, Jeff. This is what we needed to do.
That's Daytona right there. Just brings all your emotions to the front. getting a checkered flag at this place is the best feeling in the world.
What a way for Ford to get its 100th win in the Truck Series.